to a brand new episode of Coming Distractions brought to you by the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Tiara.
Hey.
All right, guys, we're back to talk about season 2 of Netflix's Marvel series, Jessica Jones. Just ahead of time, we are going to talk about our general thoughts on the entire season, and then we're going to get into spoilers. So if you have not seen season 2 of Jessica Jones, I recommend that you watch it first before watching this whole video, but we are going to talk spoilers, but I will tell you when we get to the spoilers section. Okay, so Jessica Jones season 2 came out. People seem to really enjoy the first season. I personally did. I know you were saying it was your top of the 4?
Yes.
Original 4, right?
Yes. So I love the first season more than I liked Daredevil and Luke Cage and what was the other one?
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist.
How could you not love Iron Fist the most? It was the best one.
But I actually liked Iron Fist.
Nope. I disagree. I disagree with your personal opinion. You did not like it. You're lying. But no. So yeah, I thought if I had to rank the first 4, I'm not even putting Defenders in.
Jessica was the best part of that series too.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Jessica Jones and Daredevil, absolutely. Yeah. I would probably of the first 4, I would probably rank, I think I'd probably put Jessica Jones as number 2 overall. And for me, it's a tie for number 2 with Luke Cage. But I think Luke Cage's last bit, like the last 3 episodes or so, are really weak. Where I thought the last 3 episodes of Jessica Jones were really strong. Although there's parts in the middle for Jessica Jones that were really slow and weak.
So one thing I liked about this season was that I thought it started on a really fast pace compared to the first season. Because the first season was slow, it dragged on was that one 13 episodes too?
All of them are 13 episodes, except for Defenders, which I think was 8.
Okay, well maybe just the first season Jessica Jones could have been about 8 episodes because the first season you go through like the student who went missing and everything. Yeah. Whereas like this season it kind of just starts off almost at a 100 within like the first couple of episodes. Right. So I was really happy about the pacing for this season. Yeah. But I actually read that some people had issues with that too.
With this new season?
Yeah, with the pacing of it.
That's interesting. By the way, a caveat. Yes, I ranked those first 4, but if overall for all of the Netflix Marvel shows, Punisher is my favorite.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher is my absolute favorite.
Okay, yeah.
Not just because of the violence, which I thoroughly enjoyed, but just because I thought the storylines through that one were just really solid. I just thought they were great. So yeah, the second season is interesting, right? I actually think this is a better season than the first season of Jessica Jones.
Yeah, I agree.
But to your point, I think the writing and the way the story is paced is cleaner. Like it feels a little bit better to me.
And the development of the supporting characters around Jessica feel so much more organic. And I really like the way that the writing took time with each of these characters instead of just like kind of shoving 1 or 2 of them to the side. Like I felt like in the first season, I don't remember much of Malcolm in the first season other than the fact that he was
crackhead.
He was a crackhead. But his storyline, Hogarth's storyline, and
which
Trish,
I thought she had one of the best storylines.
Yeah, absolutely. But Malcolm, I mean,
all right, just calm down.
I mean, I wasn't gonna say like how cute he is. I was just, I'm just really happy about how he ended at the end of the show.
Yeah, I am too. Like, and again, we're gonna get into spoilers in a few minutes. The way the season ends is incredibly fascinating. And I think it's actually what makes the season really good because it goes in a direction that I don't think a lot of people expect.
Although I do have some questions because there may be something I probably missed, but I just feel like there is one loose end that I feel like wasn't addressed. But maybe when we get to the spoiler section, we'll talk more about it.
Okay. So obviously the series is starring Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. There's also Rachel Taylor. Carrie-Anne Moss and Eka Darville, who plays Malcolm. I thought everybody, to your point, I thought everyone was really strong. I thought all the secondary characters had really purposeful, meaningful stories.
Yeah.
I always thought Trish, who's played by Rachel Taylor, I always thought Trish's character in the first season felt really tacked on. She was kind of like, oh, this is her blonde friend who's like always in trouble. She was the damsel in distress. Right. And, which is kind of an interesting flip on the season or on the series. I agree with you. I always thought Malcolm just felt like, I was like, oh, some crackhead.
Right.
Like, all right.
But this season, I feel like, especially with Trish and Jessica, it felt, because in the first season, they talk about how they have like a sister-like relationship since they've been with each other for about almost 20 years. But it was this season where I actually felt like, they are sisters. And it just makes the ending of the show that much more interesting because I don't know where does this friendship go?
Yeah, where do we leave
this season?
Yeah, where do we leave it? All right. So overall, what's your, if you had to give it a score out of 5, and then we're gonna get into spoilers right after this. If you have to give a score out of 5 for this entire second season, where do you put it?
5.
5 out of 5. Okay. Okay, that's not bad. Obviously, that's really good. Yeah. For me, I would probably say it's a 4.5. I really like this season a lot. Like I really felt like it. To me, it felt like Punisher. Like I was really excited to see the next episode and see where it was going. It didn't feel, for the most part, I didn't think the series ever really dragged. No,
it didn't. It really didn't, because there was always something new in the next episode. Whether if it was more about, what was the company? IGH.
Yeah, IGH.
I want to call it IGA, which is like a supermarket in the South. But whether it was about that or about where Trish was going personally, and then you had the thing about how Jessica deals with being, or after killing Kilgrave, like how that kind of takes a toll on her, and sort of, we're about to get to the spoiler section, but how that kind of plays, I guess, genetically in a way.
Yeah. So 4.5 for me, 5 for you. Yeah, I think that's actually probably dead on. So all right, spoilers. We're gonna get into spoilers now. Spoiler. I don't want to hear comments about, oh, I didn't know they were talking spoilers. We're telling you right now. Okay. I don't think I've seen a better ending to sort of just like turn everything up on its head.
Yeah.
As an ending for a Marvel thing, a Marvel movie or show since Winter Soldier, where they were just like, we're just going to destroy S.H.I.E.L.D. And you were like, but there's a show about S.H.I.E.L.D. on TV. what are we doing, guys? Yeah. The ending for this shows Malcolm, Trish, and Jessica are not friends anymore.
Right.
Like, they're just like, fuck you, I'm out. And all three of them have their reasons for not wanting to be around the others. And
in some ways, Jessica has sort of like a bittersweet ending, because she loses her mom to her sister, who's friend sister, who's like pretty much her family, and she loses her best friend Malcolm. But she kind of gains a family in Oscar and his son, forgot his name. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and in a way, I kind of like that ending for her.
Yeah. I have a feeling Oscar's going to die in a horrible way in the beginning of season 3. She's not allowed to love. They're like, no, we got to kill this.
Like,
they're going to murder him. So the general premise of the the second season is that Trish is dying to be a superhero.
Yeah.
She really wants to become a superhero. Right. She ends up we find out that one dude from the first season, Simpson. We find out that he uses that like combat enhancing inhaler spray or whatever. And she gets her hands on it, and she starts using it, and it's a drug, right?
Yeah.
So we find out that Trish was a recovering addict.
Yeah.
They go a lot into their history of these relationships, which I thought was interesting, which was good because then they juxtapose Trish falling back off the wagon with Malcolm as this guy who has been sober for a while, and then him interacting with her, which I thought was really good.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where I really enjoy Malcolm and Trisha's sort of parallels. Like, she's taking the combat enhancer, and like I said, she falls off the wagon, but when she forces Malcolm to take it, which I hated that so much.
Yeah, I didn't care for that scene. It pissed me off. I like that he immediately was like, "Fuck you."
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I was about to say. I was like, well, his resolve just got that much stronger once he realized how bad she was for him. That that he could not go back down that road. But then we find out that Malcolm has, he replaced one addiction for another.
Yeah, he did. I get it, Malcolm. I get it.
Because during the season, I was like, where's Malcolm getting all these women from? I mean, his apartment is okay. But he kind of has a job, sort of.
I
don't know how much Jessica is paying him, because I'm like, how much money is Jessica making for him to be affording this rent? But
all I know is this guy's meal plan and this post crackhead diet and workout regimen is a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, all right, dude, put a shirt on. All right, like, we get it. You were a crackhead 3 years ago. We're making fun of how skinny you were and falling down outside and shit. Now he's just like, oh, excuse me.
And it felt intentional that they kept on showing him with these women. I was like, why do they keep on showing him with these women or forgetting some girl's name?
Yeah, that was funny.
And I'm like, why?
Like,
and then we find out why. It's because he's
just basically a sex addict.
Yeah, he's on Tinder now, like all the time or whatever.
I get it. But I thought that was really good. Mm-hmm. Again, giving each of those characters their own sort of story and letting them, because they're, Trisha's story about, taking this combat enhancer and getting back on drugs basically is her own story. It had nothing to do with Jessica at all. Malcolm, wanting to, sort of replacing his addiction was only part of his story, but the other part was like him ended up sleeping with Trish and all this other shit, but like also him trying to find his own way as being a PI and everything else was his own story. Again, had almost nothing to do with Jessica. But then I thought the real standout this season was Carrie-Anne Moss as Hogarth. Like, she finds out, obviously we're in spoilers, that she has ALS. And she's pushing to figure out how to deal with it because she's this like headstrong person. So she's like, what do I need to do to fix this problem?
Right. And she tries to throw money at the problem.
Yeah,
because she throws money at at pretty much all of her other problems. And she's used to being so powerful, but this is a problem that she just can't fix. And it got to a point where she literally got conned out of her own money and possessions just to find a cure. And I like that we got to see a more vulnerable side of Hogarth that we don't see in the other series. And that made her such a more human character to me, and actually really interesting. And I want to see more of her.
I thought Carrie-Anne Moss was the absolute standout this season. Abso-fucking-lutely. I was like, yo, this is a compelling ass drama just about Carrie-Anne Moss, who, by the way, just as an aside, looks fantastic. She still looks amazing. She does.
When she was having her drug-filled orgies.
Yeah, her little drug-filled hooker parties. I was like, oh, yeah, girl. I see you out there.
Yeah, because I forgot that her wife was murdered right in front of her. Because that was a story where Kilgrave, I think, made her wife cut her like 100 times or so.
It's fucked up.
So, you kind of see her deal with that too a little bit.
Yeah.
And I thought the story with her and her other partners was so interesting.
Yes.
And I'm actually really glad that it was Malcolm who was able to kind of finish that case instead of Jessica.
Yes.
Because to me, that kind of that tells you that Malcolm he's very much capable of being in that world, that Hogarth world, pretty much as her and as
shadiness.
Jessica.
General corporate shadiness.
And with that Asian dude, I don't know his name.
I think his real name is Terry Chin.
He's that kind of guy who's been on like a bunch of things, but I don't know his name.
Yeah, I didn't care for his character. Not that like I thought he was bad. Right. I just hated that guy.
Yeah,
I was like, this guy's a dick.
Yeah, because
he's supposed to be.
It was clear that in the beginning he was trying to steal Jessica's clients because Jessica is a better PI than him, and she doesn't need all the bells and whistles that he needs at his own firm.
Yeah.
He tried to poach Malcolm away from her, which was fucked up.
Yeah.
And then he shot her mom and Jessica. So
straight tried to murder them.
Yeah.
So Jessica's story, I think, is also equally interesting, right? And we're talking about the side characters a lot, but that's not to detract from the fact that Jessica's story was really strong, which is her whole thing about finding out more about IGH and how she got her powers. I thought was really important, and we come to find out that Jessica's mother is still alive.
Yeah.
Which, look, in the first season, I like that she had Kilgrave as an enemy, right?
Yeah.
This guy who was like mentally manipulating, and no matter how hard she could punch, this guy could just fucking snap his fingers and basically make her do anything he wanted. And I thought that was an interesting sort of dynamic. Yeah. At the same time, her taking on her mom, who is also superpowered and who is stronger than her, it's nice to see people just fucking throw down too.
Yeah, but also her mom also kind of had like this mental hold on her because her mom was able to tap into a part of Jessica that Jessica hadn't felt in nearly 20 years.
Right, exactly.
I mean, like you saw when they were on the run together, and you know, I think any reasonable person like Trish would have been, well, maybe not reasonable for Trish, but
okay. No, Trish is not a reasonable person in the season at all. I liked her in the season, but I hated her.
But I mean, I think Trish had some points where she was like, "You're gonna have to put your mom down. Eventually, you can't let your mom just roam around. Like your mom, she needs to go. She needs to die." But it was hard for me to blame Jessica for just wanting to run away and build a life with her mom. Why wouldn't she want that?
Yeah, they're both superpower. They had that like hero moment where they saved the black family, which I thought was cool.
From pretty much a similar accident that
happened to them.
Yeah, that happened to them. And her mom kept on showing those convincing glances that she could change and that Jessica was getting through to her, and how who did she almost kill? She was like she said, "Yeah, Jessica, you pulled me away. I could have slapped that. I could have killed this guy in a minute, but a minute is like a mile for me. And you were the one who was able to get through to me, unlike Carl."
Right.
So, and at that point, I was like, "Oh, so this woman, she's actually going to survive, and Jessica's actually going to keep her alive." But then, no, that's not what happens.
Yeah. So, that was really cool. Right up into that part where she grabbed that woman and threw out a fucking window. I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
I was like, that was so unnecessary. But I
found it hilarious. Sad, but hilarious.
Only black woman on the
show. She was just like, gotta go.
And it felt so out of place and so unnecessary. But I think that kind of just shows you about who her mom truly is. Someone who was unreasonable and irrational, and she does something irrational like that. She didn't need to kill that cop. She could have just jumped out the window herself and have been fine.
Nah, fuck that.
But she decided
to take this poor woman out with me. Leave her to pull her own blood.
That cop.
That was serious. I was like, God damn. Keep playing.
And something else. I liked how they kept on bringing up the raft.
Yes, thank you. I'm glad you brought it up. Because it shows that the MCU is a real thing, right? They're like, we're going to send your mom to the raft, and like, you will come back from that.
And it also shows you that some time has passed. Because before, in the original for Netflix series, they were all talking about the first Avengers movie, so it was nice that they're not talking about the incident in New York.
All right, come on. Yeah, we know 9/11 for heroes. We get it.
So, but now they're talking about, sending superhero power to the raft, and it makes you wonder, like, is Jessica vulnerable to that? Is that something that's going to come into play next season?
Right, because she's pretty open about having powers. Yeah. So wouldn't she need to sign the Sokovia Accords? Or is it that because she's local? Right. Like, maybe not. I don't know. Or is somebody's just like, they haven't found out about this woman in New York.
Also, I like that everyone knows that she has powers. And that she's just roaming around like, yeah, I have powers, but I'm not a hero. Leave me alone. I'm just a PI. Off. Yeah. Whereas I feel like in other shows that would be such a hindrance to developing the story. Whereas in this show, the superpower woman kills this guy in a van, and people think it's Jessica, and then people see evidence and it's not Jessica, and they're like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
So
yeah, I mean, Luke Cage doesn't. Luke Cage is pretty open about his powers too at this point. Yeah. But it was kind of curious to see that. Yeah, look, I thought the season was really good. Again, the ending of the season, showing them all kind of separated. I mean, one part we didn't mention is that Trish murders Jessica's mom, shoots her straight in the head. It was
so abrupt. Like, you just see them like going for the hug, and it's just pow. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, and then I just see Trish, and I'm like, you motherfucking bitch, that wasn't your call to make.
But it is kind of funny how much people really hated Trish this season.
And yeah, I know, right? Especially like after that moment, but
we were not pleased with that character.
I don't know if I hate Trish, because in a way she was right when she told Jessica, like, you were never going to do it.
Wasn't.
Like, someone had to do it, and her mom was just going to keep killing people at the end of the day. Yeah. So I was irritated that Trish made that call for Jessica, because if anyone should have put Jessica's mom down, it should have been Jessica.
Right, but there's no way she would.
Yeah, but there's no way she would have. So, and then after that, they had that conversation where the tables have turned, and now Jessica's like, you took my only family away. Whereas Jessica told her mom that Trish was her family. But now it's like,
yeah, now it's fuck you.
And I don't know how do you come back from that?
Well, okay, so one of the ending scenes of this.
Right.
Is really super important is that Trish had gone through all of she had almost gotten this surgery to get superpowers from the guy who made Jessica the way she was. They could get stopped in the middle. You know, she's all fucked up and she gets out of the hospital to murder Jessica's mother in the nick of time, thankfully. But then the very last scene with Trish is fucking dope. Yeah. Where she's walking to the elevator and she drops something. I forget what it was, a cell phone or something.
It's like a phone or something like that.
And she immediately catches it on her foot.
Yeah.
And it shows like her reflexes are faster.
What's her name in the comic?
Hellcat.
Okay.
So I think they're going to go for the full Hellcat story in the next one.
I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, like what I kind of want to happen, I don't have any ideas, it's just pure speculation, is I think it would be cool for her to take up the Hellcat mantle and be like running around the city saving people and nobody quite gets a look at her and and then Jessica is like going after this person like who the fuck is this vigilante and then she finds out it's Trish.
Yeah, and even Trish had a really interesting mother-daughter storyline with her own mom.
Yeah, that's the woman from The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. It was like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah. Where have you been? Holy shit.
Yeah, this season really was about like mothers and daughters.
Yeah, very much so.
And the interesting relationships that go on between us. And just like
that seems wildly personal, but anyway, go ahead.
Anyway.
Mothers.
Where Jessica tells her mom, like, you just cannot stop selling your daughter.
Yeah, she treated her daughter like
shit. And I'm like, yo, why are these people still, why are you still talking to your parents after this? But again, that's the fucked up relationship, between mothers and daughters, I guess.
I guess.
Even after...
me and my mom get along just fine. Oh, wildin'.
Well, hey, you're not a girl.
Yeah, no, that's true. In fairness, me and my father do not have good relationships.
So there you go.
It all comes back. Which is the big theme of the MCU movies is sons and their fathers. So it's like, yeah, you pick one. But I like... Yeah, it was cool to see that. Yeah. I did like all the sort of background of like how Jess got the leather jacket that she wears all the time.
I love that episode. Yeah. Where Trish was about to give a blowjob to a guy.
That guy was like, yo, I'm in the middle. I'm working here. I'm working.
And Trish also had that awful song, Hey, Hey, with your cray cray.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, on a scale of 1 to this is the worst song, 1 being worth a 1 and the worst song, because the scale does not go this way, it goes the other way.
I would say awful. I would rather listen to that on repeat than Like a Bird by Tiffany Trump. Okay,
that's fair. But that's not doing a lot for either one of them. I mean, one of them is a made-up song to be irritating. The other one is I'm like a bird.
Well, the made-up song is better.
Yeah, I know, that's really sad.
But
Tiffany Trump.
Seeing how Jessica's
second Trump daughter. No one remembers it.
Hope Hicks took her place. But like seeing that the reason why Jessica kept that jacket is part because of her mother.
Yeah, and she doesn't know. She doesn't know at the time when her mom beat that guy's brains in against a brick wall.
Now, the boyfriend, Trisha's boyfriend, the one who looks like he could be related to like John Bernthal.
That guy. Yeah.
So who was he calling? Because he was like looking at.
This is the thing you're saying that it was unfinished.
Yeah,
I have no idea, and that's a good point. There's nothing about that
because I was waiting for them to like kind of circle back to that. I was like, so we're just gonna like forget that this British dude was looking through Trisha's research and calling some dude that we don't know. Like
maybe and is just speculation. Maybe it's to imply that he was like giving up information to his like news people. Yeah. Right? Like maybe. I don't know. But it seemed because that never manifested into anything anyway.
And it was super intentional, so that makes you think that maybe something that we may see like I guess next season.
Maybe. Yeah. That's a good point. You're absolutely right. They just kind of like we only got 13 episodes. Let's get that.
Because at first I thought that dude was evil, but then I was like, oh, he seems decent. I mean, he cares about Trish. He's asking her, and I was like,
No. You know why? That dude's a scumbag. You never do a surprise engagement unless you know the answer to that question.
That's true.
Dude was like, maybe. She was like,
She thought she was going for an interview.
Yeah, she was pissed.
And
she just got done with a drug bender for like 24 hours.
And like her hair was like, I was like, so your mom let you just leave the house like that for an interview, but your hair looking like that? I'm like, okay. All right, girl, I guess that's how y'all do your hair.
Oh, damn.
But she even looked like she was like high. And then he just invites our entire family, proposes. I'm like, ooh, this is so awkward.
Yeah, you got to know the answer to that, man. You can't risk it. Yeah, you can't risk it.
He put her in a situation where she had no choice but to say yes in that moment.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I don't care for that.
Only for her to be like, the answer's really
no. She was like, will you marry me? She was like, thank you. I was like, this poor son of a bitch. Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done it. Should have known. You got to know the answer before you give a surprise ask.
That's genius. I want to do that.
Be like,
you want to marry me? Well, thanks. I want to spend the rest of my life with me too. So I'm glad that you feel the same way.
Oh, it's great. This is a great party. The hors d'oeuvres are amazing. I've got to get out of here. But yeah, all in all, I thought the season was really good. I have to say, if this is where Jessica Jones is going, this is where the other Marvel TV shows on Netflix are going, where the writing is a little tighter, the stories, the surrounding characters are given like real time. Right. Look, this is what I want, right? Yeah. I still think 13 episodes is too much. Mm-hmm. Like even like because I consciously watch it and I'm like, okay, where does the storyline end at 10? It could have ended at 10.
Really? You think so?
It could have. You could have ended. I mean, you would have had to wrap up a couple things a little sooner, but I think 13 episodes still feels a little too much. But in this case, it still worked. Where like in Luke Cage, I was like,
Luke Cage could have ended at episode 8.
One can make the argument, certainly.
I liked 13 episodes for this season, and if it was short, I don't know if we would have gotten that beautiful wrap up for Jerry starting her own firm at the end. Yeah,
she kind of had kind of a Jerry Maguire, like I'm quitting and I'm fucking you all over kind of thing and going to do my own thing. So that was kind of dope.
And she partnered with Malcolm and the Asian dude.
Yeah.
And Foggy is just like left in the dust back at that other company.
Oh, that's right. He does work there.
Yeah, and she and because he popped up and he was like, I can help you. And she was like, who are you to get in my shit? You just do your job.
Wait, was he in this season? I don't remember.
Yeah, he popped up.
Damn, I don't even remember that.
And she read him for filth. And the only thing he was trying to do was just help her.
Oh, damn, I don't even remember that. Wow, I totally glossed over that.
She told him to keep his head in his job and not up her ass. And I was like, poor Foggy. He's so nice.
He's just getting cucked everywhere where he looks.
Yeah, he was in the season.
Damn, I must have just been writing something down at the time.
It was in the early episodes, right after Jerry's partners were like, we know that you have ALS and you got to go.
Yeah, that was unacceptable.
Yeah, she was upset.
I thought it was really good. So I look forward to Luke Cage, which is June 18th, I believe. Oh, I look forward to it. Some people are haters.
I like Luke Cage. Have they released the teaser yet?
Yeah, they did a trailer for it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See,
I'm excited for Misty Knight.
Yeah, it's true.
And
she's got a fake arm.
Alfred Woodard, she gonna be back?
She gotta go to jail, dude. Like at some point, they gotta put her ass.
Is Mahershala Ali coming back?
No. Was he a robot?
Is Diamondback coming back?
No, he died. Did he get murdered? I think he got murdered.
Know.
Again, that the end of that season was shady.
The last scene I remember was like him pushing Diamondback into like a garbage truck. That must have been like episode 10 or 11.
You're like, the rest of it is a blur. The ending of that season is just not good. But I got to tell you what I am looking forward to the most, though. I'm looking forward to Iron Fist. And not because I thought Iron Fist was good. I thought it was horrible. I didn't even finish season 1.
Really?
No, I couldn't. I could not do it. It was making me. I got to episode 8, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I am not watching it. But I look forward to it. And the reason why I look forward to it is because Marvel has a tendency to go, oh, you didn't like it? You don't like Iron Fist? Yeah. Now guess what's happening? You're going to love Iron Fist and we're going to make him super dope. That's what I think they're going to end up doing. They're going to go over the top.
I'm going to face out, always being the minority. And I'll say I enjoyed the first season of Iron Fist.
Okay.
I liked
So we're just gonna end the review on a lie. All right, that's fine.
And apparently, I only like Jessica Jones because
you're a girl, right? That's how it works. I only like Luke Cage because I'm black. That's how it works. For you, I don't know how that makes any sense, but whatever. You're a hater.
I liked Luke Cage.
Did you though?
The first 8 episodes. And then some characters were written really badly, like Misty Knight. And then some other characters, some acting wasn't that great, like Mike Coulter.
Yo, look, I do. I like Mike Coulter as Luke Cage, but there is some part of me that can't help but to think that he should have been cast as Mac on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Mac, the character, the guy who plays Mac should have been cast as Luke Cage. Because the guy who plays Mac on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., he feels like a black dude from the street. Like he just does. He feels more of that character like Luke Cage to me. Where Michael Coulter feels like a thespian actor playing a hood dude. You know?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was just saying. You never thought about that?
No.
Yeah, they could just swap them.
But, but like maybe Henry Simmons can play just like Mac and Luke Cage because I really fucking love his portrayal as Mac.
I know, I do too, but I feel like it's very similar to what I would think Luke Cage
like I could just picture Henry Simmons in like that yellow snug baby t-shirt. Just beating up fools, but yeah, but I don't think he would have. I can't picture him and Kristen Ritter.
I mean, he's with Yo-Yo. I love their relationship.
Yeah, but Yo-Yo, she's amazing, even without arms. She's
spoiler alert.
Look, that should happen like 3 weeks ago. If you're not caught up, then I don't know what to tell you.
Look, we'll be back. The two of us will be back to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5 review, similar to this. So that is it for us for Jessica Jones Season 2. If you like this, cool, share it out. Also, make sure to subscribe to Coming Distractions in whatever podcatcher that you use. We put all our movie reviews and TV reviews there as well. And also check out thenerdpocalypse.com and our YouTube channel if you're just listening to this, youtube.com/thenerdpocalypse for all of that stuff. And we will see you guys next time.
See ya.
Bye. You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.